Hey my people, welcome to the replay. You're through with Jazz Rose, and today we're going to be talking about how to cultivate a wealthy mindset. What's up, Felicity? Hope you're well, wealthy, and winning. That's my what's up, Chris? Chris is in the building. Listen, today we've got a very special guest for you guys tonight, right? Mr. Chris Williams from the States. Sometimes you got to seek knowledge. Sometimes you got to seek inspiration, and sometimes you got to seek guidance all the way from the other side of the pond. So today we've got a fabulous entrepreneur, Chris Williams, jumping on tonight, and we're just going to have an open discussion about how to actually create and manifest the things that you want to create in your life. Now imagine you can be in a position and a situation where everything that you think about comes to reality in physical form. How do you do that? Before how you do that, is it even possible? Let me know what you think. Is it possible to manifest anything that you desire and have it materialize in physical form? Let me know. What's up, JD Sham? She's a superstar. We're going to have to do a live together as well, JD Sham. We're going to have to do a live together. Just drop me a DM and let's get it scheduled, because we want to talk to the people right now in the building. Yes.
My brother.
Chris, with the
What's
bright
happening?
lights and stuff. I love it.
How you doing, man?
It's fresh, bro. It's fresh.
Thank you.
Good, man.
Just
How's
in my
your day
office.
been, bro? How's your day been?
Man, it has been fantastic. How's it over there across the pond? All good?
Hey, man. Chilling and winning, bro. That's how we do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, man. Thanks so much for jumping on today, man. And thanks so much for connecting. Sometimes it's, as I was saying earlier, it's like really powerful to connect with people from all different areas, all different regions, all different backgrounds, because that all contributes to our mindset, how we think, and then how we think actually dictates how we behave, and how we behave actually dictates the results that we generate in life.
Totally agree, man. What's cool is, being in the right rooms, right? Connecting with the right people, seeing what's out there. I think, a lot of times, I saw this statistic that said most people only grow up and live like within like a 7 to 10 mile radius.
Wow.
Like they do everything like in that space. And so I remember seeing that and going, wow, that's kind of like the same thing in our brain, right? Like we only talk about, we only say, it's like these very small, repeatable spaces in our brain, right? And it takes sometimes getting outside of your comfort zone and meeting new people, and you go, oh wow, there's a whole ocean out here. Well, I've been thinking that what I'm living in is the spot. And it's like, nah, if you hang out with sloths all day, you think you all right until you mess around and meet a cheetah. And then you're like, oh, that's what speed looks like.
Yeah. Massive difference, right? Massive difference. And it's interesting because I was actually talking about something very similar on my story earlier today. And I was saying that if you hang around a lot of people that make 100 grand a year, you're going to make somewhere in the region of around 100 grand a year. If you hang around with people that are typically making 100 grand a month, you're going to find a way to start typically making around 100 grand a month.
Yeah. It makes you curious, right?
Yeah.
You start hanging around the people, you're like, how are y'all doing that? Right? And the curiosity will lead you in the right direction to where now you're like, oh, wow, this is actually like real, right? There's been moments in my life that I can definitely point to where I go, when I met that person, or I went to that thing, or when I heard this type of language being spoken, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like you never put that into your brain. And, as the word says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And so a lot of times we're not conscious of what am I saying to myself, not what other people are saying. It's what I'm talking about. And sometimes you gotta I look at like our brains and the thoughts are like watching the news, right? If you just had the news on and you put it on mute and you just watch that ticker, right? That's what our thoughts are like, right? It's just like, it's just constantly going. It's constantly going. But what we never stop is to just have a moment and go, think about what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, think about what you're thinking about. Like, slow time down and write down your thoughts. And if you don't like them, you got to change them. You got to put something else in there that's going to help you out. That's why I love what you're talking about, you know, just with that mindset to manifest what you want. Because it's like, I think we underestimate the value and the power of our brain.
Yeah. What got you into really talking about the brain and mindset and really digging deep into that particular subject, bro?
My own personal life. I remember meeting, I think this was 99. 99, I used to live in southern part of the United States in Florida. That's where I grew up. I'm the youngest of 6 boys and no girls in the house, right? And I remember we ended up moving just the state north in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was the first time I ever met somebody who looked like me, but we had nothing really in common because they were actually from London.
Wow.
So I didn't notice, nobody had ever helped me because I grew up in poverty. I didn't grow up with a whole lot, but nobody had ever helped me see in the areas that I grew up in that somebody could look like me and have a totally different background. Somebody could look like me and not even speak English. Somebody could look like me and actually be rich. I never seen that before, right? And so I remember like that was the first time where possibility, like I was drinking from the fire hose of possibility, like in my own life. Because it was like, whoa, there's somebody who's successful. Oh, that person is successful. Oh, wow. Like I never thought that I would ever run into that. And so that was kind of the moment where I went, okay, why is this group successful versus this, right? Why in my corporate career do some people seem to get there and some people just don't budge? And I remember one of my coworkers like 12 years ago happened to say something to me that changed my life. And they said, oh, Chris, you're interested in psychology. Oh, you like learning about why people do what they do. And I was like, what is that? And I never really like understood behavioral science, neuroscience. I never understood organizational psychology until I started going deep. And when I really looked at it, I was like, oh, I do like this. Yeah. I do like to understand, but it was also helping me.
Yeah.
Because I realized the only difference between 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, Chris, and today is all about what I was willing to surround myself with, the self-talk and the willingness to go so far out in the deep of the unknown of what I knew that helped me become who I am today and becoming who I will become later on in life.
Would you like to be able to know exactly what you need to do to scale and grow faster your side business? Well, look no further. You should jump into right now the Side Business Challenge. That's right. The Side Business Challenge is where it's at. I'm actually helping you as a corporate professional build and scale your side business faster, because that's the name of the game. I know you've been looking for a place to, how do I take what I'm doing and actually make it work to be creating a real revenue generating business? Well, join thesidebusinesschallenge.com. You do not want to miss it, because when you jump in, it's 5 days, 1 hour where I am helping you build a successful side business. I'm Chris Williams. I built my first successful side business to over 6 figures, and I've helped countless people do the same. And now I've got a challenge just for you. You know you've been wanting to build it. You know you want to make it for real, and you want to make it something legitimate that at least, what if all it did was pay all of your household bills? Could you imagine being able to go to work every day and all of your household bills are paid without leveraging your job money? Oh yeah, I can teach you that. And inside of the Side Business Challenge, I'm showing you how to level up inside of your career so that you show up in a big way. Yes, having that side business will teach you so much more than just money. Jump into thesidebusinesschallenge.com. I look forward to seeing you there.
So environment has obviously a massive impact on your life, on my life. And I think every successful person has that foundation of a strong environment somewhere along their wealth building journey. So what do you think is stopping people right now, given the access that we have now in 2022? to social media, to entrepreneurs, to people that have got a wealth mindset, people that have broken out of poverty and become really financially successful, people that are actually living their dream experience. What do you think is holding people back right now, or what's in the way that people just need to move out the way so that they can speed up to their success?
Yeah, I think it's two things. The first thing is this thing. I think we spend, our thumbs are the strongest muscle we have because we spend so much time thumb flicking through other people's lives, man. Yeah. Like we got strong thumbs because we spend an absorbent amount of time. And by the way, content is built like that now, right? Like people watch Netflix and Amazon. We're watching these reality TV shows all about other people's lives. We spend an absorbent amount of time knowing more about your life and knowing more about Chris's life and who he's been with and where they are and what they drive, realizing that the whole day has gone by and you don't even know yourself.
Sure.
So I think it's that. The second thing I think is,
well, before you jump into your second point, I want to just dig deeper on what you said there, because I imagine that some people's brains might be thinking, well, if you're saying that your environment and your social circle dictates so much about how you live, then if you're on Instagram or you're scrolling and you're looking to positive things, isn't that a sort of a debunk of what you just said?
Yeah, it's a good hack. It's a good hack. So if you live in a negative environment and you know that, right, then yeah, you can go look up some things. But here's what's not happening: activity. See, every single person that I have interviewed on my podcast, every person that I run across, all of the wealthy people I know, they're obsessed with doing.
Facts.
They're obsessed with it.
Facts. And it's
they're
fun.
Just obsessed with doing. If they hear something, 10 minutes later, they're doing it.
Oh, facts. Immediately.
They don't give their brains time to even like reason. It's like, oh, that's how you got to 100 million? Yeah. Okay.
I think Myron Golden always says every now is now o'clock.
That's right. That's right. And learning to have a sense of urgency. So for those of you watching right now, like, put in the chat one thing you know you need to go do, like right now. Just go put it in the chat. Like, facts. The thing that you got to stop thinking about, whatever's the thing that you've been procrastinating about, just put it in the chat. What is it that you know you were supposed to do, like right now? And those are the things. It's not the big things, I also noticed too. It's the small thing. Did you make that phone call you supposed to? Did you honor your commitment and show up at 7 p.m. like I told Mr. Jazz I would be here, right? You know, it's the little things in life that sometimes will lead us to the larger commitments, right? We don't commit small and then we don't do the big thing, right? So we get afraid of the big thing because you didn't do the small things you should have been doing, right? That's typically the problem. Yeah, it's like incremental gains, and those incremental gains factored in over a period of time leads to exponential growth. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Some people are saying, finish my FS course. Yep. Grow. Yep. Okay. Yeah. But that's not, see, I want to touch on that because Kenny said grow the business, but that's not an activity. It's not an activity. Yeah. So you've got to define specifically what that is for you right now and then break that down into like little bite-sized chunks so that you can actually take action. Here's a simple way to describe it, right? And this is for Kenny and everybody else that's watching. It's like, if you told an 8-year-old to do the activity, would they understand what you're talking about? Would they know where to go and kind of like the chain of events, what to do? And if they have no clue, because you said grow the business, 8-year-old going to be walking around like, okay, let me get, right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And one of the things that I wanted to dig deeper on what you said earlier, you spoke about writing things down. And I think that's super important. And I want you to just explain the importance of actually writing things down and the power of a pen, bro. You know, there's no person that has been able to succeed at any level without having read or written something by someone else. Like okay, let me do this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. My desk is just as junky, right? But watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna prove to y'all something. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Y'all, I have 11 books on my desk. I have 11. I have 11 books on my desk. Because here's something I figured out. This is what I figured out for me, and hopefully this will help somebody. What I figured out was I don't read enough of the people who've already gotten this thing together and figured these things out. Books are actually helpful. Books
Super
actually
helpful.
will help you. So what does that mean? Somebody had to pen that strategy. They penned that motivation. They took the time. And so what reading books helps me do is remember the power of documentation, to your point.
Yeah. Yeah.
The power of documentation. To be able to go, like I got stickies here, right? I always keep a pen with me and I always keep stickies, right?
Yeah.
And so when I think of something and when I need to do something, I have a pen and I have some stickies.
Love it. Back
because one day, what's going to happen? All of this stuff is going to accumulate into something. And to be able to have documented the journey and to see my own maturation process, right? Like the Mr. Jazz that's today, who was that guy 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Who was that guy 10 years ago, right? Like, to be able to document, I think is so important. And here's the other part. When you document what needs to get done, when you document your achievements, you know, when you start feeling down and you start feeling like, oh man, ain't nothing moving right. I ain't done enough. I don't have what she has. I don't have what, guess what you get a chance to do? Look at all that you've achieved. Right. And then you can say, you know what? It ain't that bad. Right? But when we don't document.
Hey, did you know that as employees, there are 7 big mistakes that we are all making before getting fired, downsized, or laid off? And I wanted to share those with you and teach you how to level up in your career. You can get that by going to www.twac.live/7 mistakes. You and I have been making some egregious mistakes when it comes to our career, and we got to stop making them. I want to provide you with this context, things that I have learned throughout my career that are going to help you. So go to the website, twac.live/7 mistakes, put in your name and email address, and download this free PDF that'll teach you of things that you and I can stop doing and start leveling up our career. Back to the episode.